All right, man. We finally made this happen. You know what I'm saying? It's
Finally,
been a long time coming.
man.
But as I always tell all the people, thank you for being a guest, my brother on the Some Get It Some Don't podcast. As I said, it's been a long time coming, but once our schedules aligned, we was gonna make it happen. I think we tried to make it happen when you was like in Denver, I think. I think
Yeah,
you was in somewhere, I think Denver or something like that. We tried to make it happen, but it
I
didn't.
was up in Colorado.
Yeah, but we here, baby. We here. So once again, appreciate you for making time, taking time.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? I know we're gonna get into this a little later, but I'm shocked to see you wearing the hat you wear today.
Oh yeah,
I was
oh
expecting a
yeah.
different color, but
I put
we'll
I
get
put
into
it
that.
I put it on for a reason today.
Okay, okay, we'll get in.
Podcast. I'll put
We
that
we
on.
we
That
most
on.
definitely gonna get into that for sure. So as I always like to do, because I like to bring take people on a journey as far as with my guests. So as I tell people, this podcast is about you. I'm just here to kind of steer it in the direction. So let's go back to the beginning. From I like to do a timeline so we don't have to speed it up. So let's just go back to some of your fondest memories of being like a young kid that you can kind of remember.
Oh, fondest memories of being a kid, man. I got a lot of those. Um, being in Parkway, bro. Growing up, single mom, in Parkway Village. But my fondest memories is when we moved over to Bay Block.
Yeah, and let's hold it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Let's
okay, okay,
hold it, hold
okay,
it, hold
okay,
it. So
okay.
so we can just stay at PV. You know what I'm saying? We can stay there.
All
So
right,
what
all
are some
right, all
things that
right.
you remember about that?
Parkway Village, it taught me a lot of was probably my first time, coming up as an adolescent. I used to go to Boys and Girls Club all the time, after school program, um, being at the park, bro. Parkway Village taught me how to fight.
Yeah, you grew up over
Hey,
there in the trenches, brother.
man, in the trenches, I was in Parkway Village, man, but just the people though. My fondest memories was just the biggest part of it was we were all kind of in poverty, quote unquote. Some were better than others, but everybody was happy, bro.
And it's
Everybody,
funny
everybody,
to hear that
everybody
story.
was
Like, I don't
happy,
want to
bro.
cut you off, but it's funny because I think Shannon Sharp say this a lot, or I heard different people say when you
Yeah,
grow up in an environment like that, don't nobody think that you poor because everybody living the same.
everybody the same.
You
Everybody
know
the
what I'm saying?
same.
So that's interesting that you said that.
Everybody was happy. Back then you didn't see like, the complaining about, oh, we're so poor and we can't win. And you didn't really get complaints. I mean, everybody mama was doing the same thing. It was me, Byron, Steven, God rest his soul. Steve,
Big
uh,
Steve, baby.
man, Beezy, them was on the corner. My auntie lived around the corner, bro. Like, everybody was over there. uh what's his name? Nicholas Conti. Like, bro, we was in there. Parkway was
And
thick.
fun fact, man, I never knew that you grew up there. Because as we'll talk about later, I just kind of met you at that level, or when we
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. But I never knew that you lived there. So I
You
like
know?
doing these podcasts because even though you're my
Yeah.
brother, we've been knowing each other for 20 plus years. I learn something every time. So
For sure, for sure. Apartment 12, dog. We was in there. We
apartment 12.
never
So
forgot
for
about
me,
that.
so for me, which was that facing Fourth Street? Was that facing
Oh,
what's the other street?
we were in the back of the west side, quote unquote, facing the back of T Mart and stuff.
Okay, okay.
So it
And
was
that's
like,
what I
it's that
okay.
little alleyway where you
Yep,
drive
right there by the
through.
dumpsters and
We
stuff.
were on the corner, literally right by the dumpster. We was on the corner by
Okay. Bet.
literally. That's
Exactly. I know exactly where you was at.
them
Okay.
speed bumps was real over there, dog.
Hey,
Ah, here
they
go
had
a
to
funny
put them
memory.
in.
You asked me for a memory. My cousin Michael Guerrero, Mike G, bro. So his mom and them used to get those monster remote RCs, remote control cars,
Okay. Yep,
the
yep.
big ones. And my mama could only afford the like smaller ones. So my cousin used to clown on me, bro. One day we was out there, he was clowning, bro, talking about some, you got that little bitty car, like, clowning high side with all his homies, bro. And dude slid through God, what was his name? Anthony. Anthony, he had a Saturn on some 13s and they was poked out. Bro,
Okay.
bro, he ran over that car, bro. I was so weak. I tell you, bro, in the middle of high side, he ran over his car, bro. I just remember, boy, looking at that and going, "Yeah, I'm the only one with the car now."
Yeah, you did all that talking.
The car, they was not buying another one, bro.
Hey, did all that talking and it backfired on them.
All that immediately in front of everybody too, boy. That's one of my fondest memories of Parkway Village. Love my cousin. Shout out Mike G. But boy, that day was a day.
And see, that's why I like to, build it up. So, as a
Yeah.
perfect segue, you kind of mentioned it earlier, but let's talk about the transition from going to PV to Baylor.
So I come home. What year was this? I was going to Alderson Junior High. This was probably my seventh grade year. Came home. My mama said, "Look, I got approved for housing. Um, and I've always wanted a house. I wanted to get a big space for y'all." And lo and behold, probably like 2 days in the seventh grade, she's like, "We moving." And I'm like, "Where we going?" She's like, "We moved to a street called Baylor, 26, 20, 26, 27 East Baylor." We moved in there, man. And from that point on, bro, that's when I really started like getting all of my young teen memories and like all that stuff. Man, Baylor was a block, bro. I
And
remember,
hold on, before we go there, I meant to ask this, and I'm sorry, and I
yeah,
forgive me.
all good.
Was it Posey or Bozeman?
So I went to Bozeman.
Okay, I thought so.
I wanted to go to
Yeah,
Parkway.
I thought it was Bozeman, but I wanted to just make sure. But I
I
was
wanted
pretty
to go to
sure.
Parkway, bro. I wanted to go to Parkway. I went to Bozeman. Swiss went to Bozeman. Big West Whitfield. We were best friends. He went to Bozeman. So me and Swiss,
Yeah,
we were best friends. We was kids, bro.
yeah.
Early on. Like I'm talking like third, fourth grade, bro. Like early. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, Bozeman was cool, man. We had,
Yeah, I know a lot of cool
a
people
lot
from
of guys
Bozeman,
from
man.
Bozeman.
Yeah,
I want to
a
go to
lot,
Parkway
man.
though. Parkway was all the hoopers was
Yeah,
at Parkway, bro. I wanted to go to Parkway.
yeah. Parkway, we was a little different over there, man. I love Parkway, man. So I understand why you wanted to go.
Man, I wanted to go to Parkway, bro. They ain't let me go though, so it was cool. I went to Bozeman from early on. You stay with my grandma on Auburn. That's where we stayed
Okay,
first before we went to Parkway Village. So we stayed with
okay,
my grandmother first on Auburn, and then that's when I went to Bozeman. All my years of Bozeman, and then we transitioned seventh grade year, and Baylor started for me. Yeah,
okay. And you kind of mentioned, well, you didn't kind of. You mentioned Baylor. Mentioned like so it went down on Baylor. Can we kind of tap in? Because I want the people to know, like as I said, we've been friends for over 20 years. Out dang
a
near
minute,
30. You know what I'm saying?
a
So
minute,
can
long
you,
time.
from what you remember, or just give us a moment in time of how we kind of cross paths, or what you can remember from back then?
You know what's crazy? And you're not even gonna remember this. The first time I ever seen you was at the Boys and Girls Club. I saw you over there. I don't know what you was doing. You was working somewhere in the office, helping them out with something. Like, but I was younger, so this is before Baylor. So
Okay,
I don't know what you was doing at the Boys and Girls Club, but I know you was over there doing something pertaining to hooping. So you was helping out in the office or something like that, man. And I remember seeing you there. That's the first time I ever seen you. But when I came to Baylor, first day, man, I look out the blinds, my mama moving in, and I see a big head fella like myself, God rest his soul, Q Lou out there in the middle of the street. You was in the street. Hey, Lou was in the street. Hey, Rich was in the street playing football, bro. And I remember thinking like, dang, I want to go out there and play football with them dudes, but they fast. They real fast. Oh, I don't know how fast. And T Reg was out there too. But I think y'all was playing against another block,
possibly.
playing against another street. It used to be street on street, basically football wars, like blocks against each other. I think y'all was playing against Bates. And
That's what I was gonna say. It probably was Bates.
I was looking out there. I was like, dang, man, I want to play on that team. Yeah, bro. So that's when I first had seen all y'all together. And then that's my mom was like, well, you gonna make some friends over here? And I just started going outside, bro. And first encounter, I don't know, you probably don't remember this, but you was the first person that let me kind of come into the group and hang out, like type stuff. Cause I was caddy corner right across the street from you.
Yep.
Like, so Swiss grandma was on the opposite side, but yeah, I used to hang out there. You like, bro, come play football with it. So that was like my first encounter. I was like, yeah, this dude cool. I can go out here and play because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Early on, I was a square. I was kind of like, dang, I don't know if they're gonna let me play or not. Like, I might not want to go out there.
And
Like,
that's the crazy thing. You say that we all were squares too. We just knew each other. Like you said earlier, we didn't know any difference, so we were squares too. It's just anybody from the outside probably looked at us as not, but we were squares too.
it was like these dudes from Baylor. I knew that Baylor. Hey, it was going down on Baylor. For people that don't know Baylor, I still love my block. Literally, it's still
Yeah,
the block. I still love Baylor, man. I had the best times of my entire life on Baylor, but it was the trenches on one end, and it was families on the opposite. And we was closer.
correct.
We were closer to the trenches than anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It was
yeah,
real right there, boy.
I
Once
was like,
you
I don't know
pass
who these
that
dudes
circle,
is,
it goes down.
bro, but y'all let me play over there. One of my fondest memory on Baylor is when we used to play kickball, bro. We used to play kickball in that circle, bro. That used to be
Yep.
fun. We used to hoop in T-Red's backyard. That bro, we
Man, we
had
used to hoop
fun.
in your front yard.
In my front yard, yeah, when we finally got that goal, yeah.
Man,
We
ball
finally got
running
that
on going on
goal.
top of the roof and stuff. Well, we used to hoop in your front yard.
Hey,
There used to be the
hey, that
days.
ball going on top of the roof was real, bro.
Hey, I
Yeah,
don't know
that
if you
was
were if
fun.
you even thought about this, but I think y'all was one of the only people with a garage.
Yeah, we was. I ain't even think about that
You know what I'm
until
saying? Yeah, y'all was the only
you
one with a
said that.
garage.
We were the only people. Dang, you brought that to my attention. I never even really thought about that.
No, because everybody else's had already converted to dens.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
everybody else's was dens
Mhm.
already. Y'all had the only garage.
That's crazy. I never thought about that. We were
Man,
the
I
only
think about
people
it all the
with a garage.
time.
That's
I think about it
crazy.
all the time.
We were the only people with a garage, bro. I bet my mama didn't even think about this, bro. Only people on the block.
On the block, baby. I mean, there
That's
was probably some
crazy.
other people with garages, but as far as
Yeah.
like us that
Longer,
kicked it
like
and all
further,
that,
further down, but on our main section, yeah, we the only one
only one
with
with
a
a
garage.
garage,
That's
man.
crazy. I was trying to think, man. What about the house next? Nah, they converted that too. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
we
telling
was
you,
the only
most of
one
the
in
people
that
was
section.
already converted. I think maybe Swiss and them had a garage, maybe.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying?
But they didn't use it as a garage. His grandma had for a little while she was using, I remember, as a garage, but then they had some stuff in there like a bedroom and turned
Okay,
it to his uncle's room.
got you. That's what I'm saying. So most of the people
Yeah.
had it already converted, but y'all's was a legit garage. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Dang,
Baylor gave me a lot, bro. Baylor taught me how to hustle early,
I think
early
it taught
on,
all of
bro.
us, all of
Early
us.
on, bro. I used to cut hair in the morning. Used to cut hair, bro. I went from messing people up, them calling me bootleg. Everybody wanted to get a fade, bro. So I used to cut hair, bro. Like
I do
Saturday
remember
morning,
that
it used
too.
to be like 15, 20 dudes out there, everybody in the neighborhood. So yeah, bro, that was crazy, bro. I was cutting
Bro,
hair.
we did a lot of like entrepreneur type things, coming up. Some people
Mhm.
took it the wrong way. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to say it was wrong. It's just what our environment
Doing what you
was.
seen. Doing what
Yeah,
you
that's
seen.
that's just what we
So,
seen, man.
you,
You
you
right.
know, some of us tried and figured out it wasn't for us either.
Yeah, yeah. We
I
some of
figured
us
that
did
out
do
real
that.
fast,
Yeah, I
bro.
concur. I concur.
And when I found out I could make first, me and my brother, we started pushing the lawnmower. So we was cutting everybody grass on the block first, front and back. I think it was like $15, bro. We was killing everybody yard. Hey man, I used to hit them rocks in them yard, but it used to hit my leg. I used to be sick. Like it was real back there, bro. Some of them people had some crazy yards and ain't been cut in years, bro. It was wild.
And that's why you said $15. They jumping on that. Bet.
Oh, they
Come on
jumping on.
over
Oh,
here.
that's all you gonna do? I was like, man, I'll get back there. I was taking chances, bro, back there. Allergies bad, still cutting that grass, bro. And I figured out how to cut hair. It was up. It was up from there. I made like $600 every Saturday, bro. I was killing. $5 for the cut, a part, and a shave, razor shave.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you turn them up.
True story. Here goes something funny. They had what was it, the barber commission or somebody from the city. Man, they came over there and took my clippers, bro.
I
Cause you
never
had
do
to have,
that.
cause you had to have a license. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to go to barbershop. I learned a lot from Doug, uh,
Yep.
at the barbershop on the E. I used to get my haircut from Ease early on when he was still in school. Like I used to
Dang.
get cut from him and Doug when they were still in school. But yeah, once
And I went to both of them too.
I used to sit there and just watch them cut hair, bro. Just watch how they fade. I used to ask questions, and once I figured it out, bro, I had it. Yeah, but long story short, that didn't stop nothing. I just got another pair and just kept cutting.
Yeah, y'all can take this pair. Go ahead. Y'all can keep that as a souvenir,
Oh,
baby. I'm
no
going back.
tripping, bro. No tripping, bro. I was cutting, bro. I had old men, young men, doughboys, kids. I had everybody cutting hair. I mean, I was cutting hair, bro. I was gonna survive. Early
Yeah,
on, Baylor taught me a lot, bro. Bay Block was the block, bro, to live on. Fun. Here go another funny story about Bay Block. Remember that time I was messing around? I think I had came over and hit you, or some of you started chasing me, and I slid in that mud, wrapped my leg around that tree, bro. Hey, man, I told my MCL,
I do remember that.
bro. I was on crutches, bro. I was tripping, bro. I said, my
I
mama
do
said,
remember that when you
I
messed
told
your knee up.
told you how dark it was out there. You can't even see out there running.
But like you said, we just did everything on the street, on the block, man. We did everything on that block,
Yeah,
man.
fun, bro. I had sleepovers. I did everything on the block, bro. It was fun, bro. Play AAU from the block. I played for T Reg uncle.
Yep, Uncle Tony.
Yo,
Yep,
uncle. Yeah, bro.
yep,
Hey,
yep,
bro.
yep.
Now, something that I got from him is something that I still use today, bro. He instilled that no quit factor in us, bro. Like no matter how tough it get or how better a person is at some like all that, bro. He used to preach that, bro. Like he taught us a lot, bro. Early
And
on.
you know what's crazy
Yeah,
about that? I wasn't even supposed to be playing with y'all because I'm a grade older than y'all, but I played like
yeah.
one summer or a couple of games with
Bro, that was
y'all.
fun, bro.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was
I
fun,
remember
bro.
that was like a yellow team, right?
Yep. We used to
Yeah,
win though. We
yeah.
was winning though. We was
Especially when you used to go to the other boys club, it was game over, man.
yeah.
They
Oh,
didn't know what they was. Hey, they
it's a
didn't know what
wrap.
was
It's
coming
a
over there.
wrap. It's a wrap. You got kids coming from Parkway, bro. It's over with.
Yeah, it was over, man. When we
We
merged them
snapping.
teams, it was a wrap, boy.
Man,
Dang. Well, that's crazy. You taking me down memory lane, man.
bro, it's crazy. I played on the AAU team every summer, bro. That was fun, bro. My mom would get scraped up just enough. Just you go play on that team. That's your thing for the summer.
Yeah,
Like,
this is your thing. I know you're gonna be in good hands. You're gonna be doing something productive. So there
oh,
you
for
go.
sure, for sure, for sure. It was stables in that community, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Carl Richardson, he was
Yep.
stable. He used to teach us how to take care of ourselves, teach you about, the ins and outs and the birds and the bees and all that, bro. Like I
Yeah,
learned
Uncle
everything
Freddie,
from
Freddie Harris, all them. They
facts,
were
facts,
some good guys, man. And it was
facts.
men that we could look up to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. They had it together too. Like
Yeah.
to actually teach you something because you could see like they production and they positivity and how they was doing stuff and if they were doing something bad, they weren't gonna show you. So you never seen it.
Mm-mm.
So yeah,
No,
that was
never.
crazy, bro. I got so much from the block, bro. Just that block alone, like created my entire DNA, bro. It was like insane, like the amount of stuff I got from just Bay Block. Like, man, I'm just thinking back, like, did everything there.
Everything, literally everything. That's
Yeah.
why I said I always tell people that I don't. It's hard to explain to people who didn't grow up on. I don't want to say grew up on that street, but grew up on the street like that. Because
Yeah.
it's Baylor's in every city, every state or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So if you didn't grow up in an environment like that, it's hard to explain it to you. But yeah, we grew up together on that block for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And if you go back and look at, like, really look at abroad at all the guys that grew up in there, like, you could see, like, most of the guys are successful. Like,
Yep.
they did what they had to do, found their lanes, still pursuing life, took that hustle from there and just tenfolded it, man. Like,
Yeah.
you can't beat that, bro.
Nope. Not with a
I
10 foot
remember going to
pole.
your daddy house. We used to kick it, bro. For real, for real.
Kicked it. Tough.
I said, man,
Tough.
took your daddy. He had a cool daddy, man. Your daddy was cool. Who was a fan? Uh,
Well, before we move on to this next level, I'll be remiss if I don't. But let's
yeah.
talk about like how I was growing up with a little brother too.
Growing up with a little brother was a little bit difficult in a way of looking out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because things I had already learned and I was already at a certain level, as we were older. we already knew how to protect ourselves, take care of ourselves. And then I had a brother that was watching my every move. Um, he was still a little bit softer. I don't care what you say. Go and watch it. A little bit soft. Um, but yeah, I grew up protecting him, bro, a lot. Just protecting and protecting and protecting him. And some would say to a fault. I used to protect him a lot, man. So I mean, it was still fun because I wasn't never lonely. Used to probably get on his nerve. I used to mess with him all the
But
time.
that's the
Pick at him,
duty of
bro.
a big
He
bro.
used to
You
be
know,
hot.
that's the
He
duties
used to
of a
be
big
hot.
bro.
That boy used to try me all the time, bro. Golly. He used to try me all the time, bro.
I have
Yeah,
to
he
remind him I'm still big bro.
big
I don't
brother.
care how
Little
big you are.
big
You know what I'm
brother. And I
saying?
was way smaller than him too.
That's
So
why I said no matter what, I'm still
yeah.
big bro.
Yeah, I used to put them things on him, bro. Yeah, he
Salute to my boy Big Ken, man. That's my guy. I seen him at
knows.
graduation last weekend. That's my guy, man.
Yeah, man. Ken. Yeah, we done been through some trials, some tribulations, but you know, ultimately we learned a lot of things together. We came up
Hmm.
together, and then especially early on when we was going through the daddy and the mama issues and all that stuff. He was the kid that didn't really understand that stuff that was going on, and I was still the older kid that got it, understood it. And he suffered a lot from that because
Yep.
he didn't really understand like the dynamic of why we away from dad and why we, rely on grandma and, all this different stuff. So, but he was also spoiled at the same time because I wasn't gonna let him fall, get a clown on school. I was buying him clothes, shoes, mama keeping him fed, doing the same, grandmother spoiling him the same. So it was one of them dynamics, man, where it was kind of a double-edged sword, but he came out on the opposite end well once he started understanding those dynamics of why certain things were what they were. So yeah, man, it was great growing up with a little brother because you know you testosterone in the same house, dog. So we were able to get past a lot of stuff, and we went through a lot of stuff together that people didn't even realize we were going through. Yeah, but it was good, man.
And that's why I had to make sure I, included that in here because I know that was a big piece of you becoming the man that you are. Of course, we'll talk about it later, becoming a parent and all those types of things. When you
Oh,
have a little brother that you kind of are the male figure in his life, you kind of learn some of those leadership skills and those,
oh
not
yeah,
necessarily parent, but those things that you can, those transferable skills that you can use as a parent. So I wanted to make sure that I
sure,
touched on that
sure.
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely learned that early on, having to step into the role, and I had my dynamic was a little bit different than a lot of people's because it wasn't that I was just stepping into a big brother role and learning how to be a leader and stuff like that. It was like, no, I was the leader of the household at a certain point
Correct.
in time because my mom got sick. Mom got sick and came down with lupus when I was 12.
Hmm.
Oh, she went through chemo multiple times. So I was the kid at the house, bro. Like the young man at the house. I used to work at United, used to be a checker, sacker, and then went to checking groceries, bro. I would do that. I would go to walk to school, come home, go back to United, close United, walk back to the house, get up, get him ready for school, get myself ready for school, and do it all over and all over again. Pay every bill in the house for a little while. Paid every bill in the house to take care of and make sure everything was straight. Most kids would be like, "Why are you taking my money?" type stuff. Like, nah, it was like, nah. I understood early on, like, this ain't because my mama want to be like this.
Yeah.
Going through chemo and all that old mess she was going through for kidney failure. And bro, we almost lost my mama like twice on Baylor. Like, and God still prevailed,
Yep.
bro. And she came on out the other end of it, still kicking, still going through lupus, just like she was when I was 12. About to
Yeah.
be
And I
40.
saw her at graduation too. Spoke to her. So yep.
Yeah, yeah, she's still here, bro. God done held that woman. That's I feel like my mom is like a stable in the community. She been around there so long, just like your grandmother, man. She been there even longer. Like
Yeah.
there's we got the strong women of the community and we got the strong men of the community. And that's what I mean by like bro, we was happy.
Yeah.
Going through like we was all good, like going
Yeah.
through
We
some
didn't know no better, so shit, we
there was
living.
other people going through worse though. Like really,
Exactly.
there was people going through worse. We were fed, clothed, had things. Man, I mean everything I want, but I got a lot of things that I want too at the same time. So it was good, bro. It was good ultimately. I used to tell my brother that all the time, like, hey, bro, listen. we really didn't have it that hard, bro.
Nah.
We grew up
When
in
you
Parkway, but it
when you
wasn't like
look back at it, it's not. It's not.
it's
You
not,
know.
bro. It's not compared to a lot of the guys, and I won't speak their names, but a lot of the guys that we saw come up, those guys could have easily been in NFL, NBA,
Anything.
owners, different things, but they had zero support.
Yeah.
So they quit, turned to the
Yep.
streets. The streets gave them the love they was looking for. They end up in prison over and over and over again. It's not by choice. It was just by. It's crazy how you can affect a child so early on and change the trajectory of their future. Like
Yep.
understanding that now as a grown man, it's like, dang, like, you could really, really mess up a kid's future.
Yep. By not exposing them to the right things, like you said, if
Sure,
that's all you
sure.
see and you're not gonna support them to do the other thing, they gonna just keep doing what they see. And
Oh,
if
for
you
sure. They are.
supporting that, they like, I bet.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. It's a lot of them that I could think of, bro, that should have been there, bro.
Yeah. No,
Eh,
I know.
Yeah,
You
a
know
trip.
I know.
Wow, man. But I thank God that we were able to do what we were able to do and still be able to still here growing in our careers. Able to, I mean, it's started on Bay Block, bro. Like literally. Yeah, honorary,
Yeah, yeah. You ain't no honorary.
pulled
Your
in,
address was Baylor. You know what I'm saying?
literally.
Like, you ain't no honorary. You are an
Was
official
there
member.
for it. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy, bro. Hey, I always say honorary just because I saw the dynamic of what it was when I got there. A lot of people didn't
Yeah,
see that early on. I
that's
got
what
to
I'm
see
saying.
what it is today and how I see all y'all still together, bro. I see. That's what I saw when I was like 12 years old, bro. Ain't nothing changed. It's still exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's
yep.
that's, that's a trip. To even think that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man, to be cool with somebody for 40 years. That's unheard of in most
Yeah,
situations. But like you said about yours, just thank God that he kept us, sustained us. Obviously, my cousin not here, but other than that, it's been 40 years.
Speaking
So
of speaking of him, man, that was a cool cat, dog. Coming up, me and him got a chance to get pretty close as kids. He used to spend the night. I used to spend the night at his house, bro. Bro, we was the big head twins. And both of them dudes, they got big heads, man. And let me tell you, man, Quentin was the first person that I ever seen with speed, bro. I was like, my God, like I can't even see his feet moving.
Yep.
I was like, man, I want to run like that. Like
And then
Quentin
as we got older and he was bigger and still could move like that, it was
still move,
scary.
bro. That was
It was
wild, bro. Like
scary, man.
he was dangerous, bro. And football whole nine, bro. Like he was a force to be reckoned with, bro. Like that boy was an athlete. And I used to come home and tell my mama, like, dang, I was playing with Quentin today, man. He left me. Like, bro was hard, bro.
He was leaving a lot of people. So shit, it wasn't no shame in that at
Cold,
all.
cold, bro. Cold, bro. I enjoy time with Quentin, man. We got to have a good time, bro. Live
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I that was a big piece of me gone, but I still have all those memories, so that's a good thing. So
for sure.
yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Well,
Absolutely.
to pick it up, we gonna kind of merge some things because I don't know from my perspective when it happened, so that's why I'm
Yeah.
going to let you tell it. But let's talk about. I know about the sports, but so let's just talk a little bit about your love for sports. Let's talk about high school, and let's talk about the connection or the meeting of Lil Mel.
Okay, okay. You want to talk about one of the best parts of my life? All right, all right.
Yeah, yes, that's why I said
All
I'm
the
gonna put
parts
it
of my life
all
is
in
great,
there.
man. All the parts of my life is great. Um, High school. Well, let's start from middle school. So middle school, I was at Alderson Junior High. I was a hooper. I balled. I learned to develop. I went from, fill in. He might give you about, 4 to 6 and some good D and some rebounds to being a pretty okay basketball player. And then I got really good at it probably by my ninth grade year. Um, Went to Estacado. A lot of people don't know that I actually wanted to go play at Monterey. So Monterey came to Alderson Junior High School and was like, look, we love the type of athlete you are. We want to mold you into the football player we want you to be. as a strong safety. We want you to come in and be that. We feel like we could do that strongly. And then in basketball, you've already got some great skills, so we could use you on both. And dang, man, not to jump all over the place, but I gotta say something. A lot of people don't know that TJ and Bobby Patterson basically adopted me. A lot of people don't know that. Mama Patterson is the reason that I went to Estacado. Mama Patterson walked in and she said, "So where you going to school?" I said, "I'm gonna go to Monterey." She said, "No, you ain't. You ain't going to Monterey. They got enough of our kids over there." Hey, God rest her soul, man. That was a wonderful woman, man. I used to go in the office and supposed to be getting one swat, man. Man, want to beat me down. Like,
Hey, I bet she did, but that's how
you
it
ain't
was
gonna be
back
like
then.
you ain't gonna be like these other ones running around here. She took me my first time getting in real trouble because I used to hang with the cliques and I used to say, hey man, I'm PVC and Pretty Boy Click and me and Smutty and everybody else. I used to run with the cliques and she pulled me from that and put me in this program called Natural Helpers, where she
Okay.
would send me off in the summertime to Waco to speak on drugs and gangs and violence in schools. So she would teach us that stuff, man. And me and Shatari, my cousin Shatari, lived down the street. We
Mm-hmm.
she would send us off to those things, man. And she was very instrumental in my life and becoming who I am and pouring into me and taking care of me whenever things were tough, with my mom or whatever case may be. Her and Mama Geneva, which is Wesley's mama. Um, those two women were pillars in my life. So, but anyway, she was the reason I went to Estacado. Um, because early on I was kind of like, dang, we played Dunbar every year. Every year we done played Dunbar. My cousin Dante over here, he got the running back position for show for show.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin already up there. He locking in. I'm like, bro, everybody at Estacado is either Michael Jordan, let me say this out flat. When I say everybody was really, really that great at sports, like people don't realize, especially when we would influx Alderson and Dunbar would come together and go to
Ah,
Estacado. It was so much talent that even the coaches didn't really know how to place it all.
yeah, they didn't know what they was doing. Not
It
the
was
coach
too
we had
much
at the
talent,
time.
bro. It was too much talent, bro. Like in all those places, bro. And I really, really wanted to play football and basketball. So I came into Coach Thomas. Coach Thomas was a little bit different than I had ever seen at Estacado. He used to make us go uh, play basketball like 6 in the morning. We had to come in for the first practice. And the disconnect between Coach Thomas and I, even though he remained still after I left basketball, he still remained checking me on me in classes, all that stuff. I didn't realize at the time that he really favored me a lot and didn't realize that that's why he was so hard on me. So, but the dynamic when I walked in and he's like, I'm your daddy. that's 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 the part that threw me off, bro. And
Yeah,
I
like,
couldn't,
yeah, you lost me. You lost me.
bro. We was bumping heads from then on, man. And he used to, golly, he used to call me out, bro, on so much stuff, bro. But it was really because he cared. And he saw the type of athlete that I could become. Even down the lines, Tiny, shout out Tiny. She was like, why aren't you playing basketball for Estacado? Because you could really play, bro. Like, but me and Coach Thomas, we just butt heads, bro. And I worked hard a season for him, bro. And he was like, he put me on the B team, bro. I was so mad. But that's to tell you though how much talent was really, really there. There were so many great guys. I used to feel like he had his pick of the litter, whatever the case may be. They made me play football to play basketball. That was a requirement. So I went out there. I left football because they kept putting me up against my older cousin Marty. Golly,
Yeah,
bro. Every
yeah.
man, golly,
Yeah,
bro.
Marty was a monster in high school.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. Shout out my cousin Marty, but I was holding my own to be a smaller guy than he was. Hey man, what? But I was like, Coach, I'm not gonna do this every day. Coach Moody, come on, baby. I'm gonna send you to UT. I was like, I don't even like UT. Bro, I ended up leaving that, bro. But throughout the whole course of this, I was always a singer. Singing was always my passion. Basketball, I really, really loved. Football, I liked. But music was from middle school, bro, even elementary. Music was my thing. I always remained in choir. always grinded in choir. So when I decided I wasn't gonna play sports anymore, bro, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to choir. I'm gonna go to my love and just see how this pans out. A lot of people don't know this story either. Swiss went to Monterey because he thought I was going to Monterey. Because me and Swiss was trying to link back up as best friends. So
Gotcha.
Swiss went to Monterey. We were R&B group. We was always singing together no matter what. Well, Swiss got stuck over there for a year, and Swiss transferred because I got put to Estacado. So he transferred over there with me to go to school. So we both was in choir. Choir was, man, it was a movie, bro. Choir was crazy, bro. Hey, when I tell you choir, bro, choir touched my life in a whole different way. Shout out Miss Flournoy and Miss Jackson. But bro, when I went to choir, bro, the trips we took, the times I gotta, getting on Swiss nerves, getting him in trouble from harmonizing when she was wanting it to be one note and I was changing it up and she thought it was Swiss because she didn't know I could sing tenor at that point. I was singing Chris Party, bro. She used to get hot, bro. She used to get so hot, bro. But I had a good time in choir, bro. But during this process, we're talking probably like 10th grade. By 10th grade, by the time that hit, I was full on choir. And I knew of Lil Mel because I used to do all the talent shows. I did talent shows at Alderson. They used to bring him over there,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen Mel over there. So he went to Alderson too. He used to hoop. I grew up kind of admiring Mel, like on the court, how he would move him and think and everybody else that was balling over there. And the music hit, bro, and I was like, bro, different, man. I fell in love with just the way bro would grind, bro. Bro sold me so many CDs, bro,
Me too.
and different stuff, bro. I used to love that, bro. But the main one, I had been giving Mel my demo for probably like a year. It was a talent show. I think it was 11th grade year. No, it was still 10th grade year. Talent show. Mel came and rocked it. It was at Estacado. Mel rocked it. Strictly Business rocked it. Like,
I remember which one you're talking about too.
and we gonna get into Strictly Business too, by the way, because I got to get them their flowers. Um, Mel walked up to me, gave me a CD, told me, "Hey, bro, like hit me up later on, whatnot." So we was vibing. We rocked the show, moved on. Swiss came over and Swiss like, man, you heard of this dude named Lil Mel, man? He from Dallas, bro. Like he hard, bro. I like he from Dallas, bro. I know him. Swiss is like, man, you don't know Lil Mel. So I took him to Mel's house, bro. And this is a true story. I took him to Mel's house, and I think Swiss told this one on his episode.
He did. I was just about to say he
Took Swiss
did.
to his house, bro. And I had been already like talking to Mel off and on, constantly sending him demo, giving him demo, talk to him, like trying to get down, like all this different stuff back and forth. And when he would talk to me, I would kind of disappear because I was kind of nervous. So I would disappear, like, damn, he really gonna give me an opportunity, but I don't know what to do with this. So um turned in, turned into his block. Mel come outside, Swiss lose his mind. That's the part he don't want to tell you. Swiss lose his mind,
He
like,
left
bro,
that
that's
part out. He
like,
did
bro,
leave
that's
that part out.
crazy, bro. That's really Lil Mel. I like, yeah, bro. Mel came out. It was one of them days where Mel's got in one of the moods, like, yeah, man, what's up, man? He was Fig back then.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what's up, Ben? Nice to meet you too, bro, and whatnot. But I had been talking to Mel off and on this whole time. And Mel was already like, damn, here he come again, man. Here he come again. He ain't really gonna do it. So Mel gave me a speech on the day I took Swiss over there. Mel sent me to the side and was like, bro, you keep giving me all this stuff. You keep talking about you want to do music. You give me the runaround, all this extra, bro. He's like, bro, if you really want to do this, bro, you got two choices. You want to make it a career, you want to make it a hobby, bro. Hobby cool if you want to do it, but I don't do it as a hobby. Do you want to make a career out of it, or is it gonna be a hobby? And I was like, career. From that point on, bro, we was rocking. We was rocking, bro. Came in as just strictly R&B. I was strictly R&B. Um, I was going by the name B. And this is crazy. This is gonna be a good this is a good exclusive that people don't even know. I was going by the name B. Um, doing R&B, bro, and Mel had just left Time Lost in that process. And I knew Don Breed. Shout out Dom, one of the pioneers too. We always shout him out no matter what. But
Absolutely.
Don Juan, Weezy,
Platinum West.
bro came through with Platinum West, and Melv had just signed with Platinum West, bro. The stuff we seen with Platinum West, bro, man, people wouldn't even believe it, bro. Bro, I'm signing autographs and I ain't even got a song yet, bro. Pandemonium, crazy. I couldn't believe the stuff I was seeing with Mel, bro. It was like insane. But anyways, he signed with Platinum West. I'm singing. There was only one problem with me being a singer on Platinum West. He already had a singer on Platinum West. His name was Bug. Bug went by B. So Bug was like, man, I like, bro. You know, we're gonna keep rocking, whatever the case may be, but he gotta change his name, bro. Because I already go by B and people already know me as that in the streets. I go by B already. I already knew Bug from the get-go from Strictly Business, but he had went solo and I didn't know he was solo. He was signed to Platinum West. But he was like, he gotta change his name, bro. So they changed my name to what was they calling me? What was he calling me at that time, bro?
I'm trying to think.
I think it was just Bry at that time, bro.
I was
Because
finna say maybe because I always
I couldn't
heard
go. I
Mel
couldn't
refer to you as that.
Yeah, I had to go by Bry because B. I mean, it made sense though because B was already hot. He had an album that was getting ready to come out that he had been working on. He was already going by B. So I was like, cool. I'll switch it up, whatever case may be. We were at a studio session one night. This is a true story. Studio session at Slim House. Shout out Adam.
Slim baby.
Shout out Adam Hernandez. I hope he win his votes and all that. Melv and it was me, Melv, Greg, Lil Greg, shout out Lil Greg, and Swiss. So we in there cooling. They recording a mixtape because they used to just get on the mic and just go back to back, back to back. So Greg will step outside on the phone call. Mel go use the bathroom. I'm looking at Swiss like Swiss. Like people ain't really playing that R&B no more. Like unless and it's like like unless you hot already, like you bug or somebody. Like so, I'm gonna rap, bro. I can rap. And Swiss is like, man, you can't rap. We R&B singers, bro. You can't rap. So Slim was like, I heard you back there in that corner, bro. I heard you back there rapping and you sound like you hard. Get on the mic. It's just let me press play. Let's see what you got. Slim pressed play on that record, bro. I ain't know what I was doing, but bro, I went for probably like 2-3 minutes straight. Just
Just
going.
going.
And Slim said, I got it. His name is Beezy, bro. He gonna go by Beezy because you go by Meezy. He gonna go by Beezy. So Beezy was a spinoff of Meezy, which Mel was
Okay.
gonna buy. So it's
Yep.
basically like a cosign like type situation. So it was like Beezy. So that's how I got the name Beezy. And Mel started calling me Beezy B, and so that worked out perfect with Bug. Um, so I started rapping, bro. He started putting me on records. I went from not making no sense on the record to Mel showing me like, oh, this is song structure, bro. Like this how you write a 16. We would sit in Belinda back room and he was like, this how you write a 16. And I need you to write these 16s, but we're never going to the studio unless you finish your rap and you learn your rap. So Mel would write a 16 and I would sit there and watch him write, bro. And Mel would be done with the 16 in 5 minutes, tops. He make the beat in 10 minutes. Make the beat in 10 minutes, write the 16 in 5 minutes, bro. I kid you not. So I went from writing a verse, take me an hour, to Mel challenging me, took me 30 minutes. And then by probably like the third week of writing raps, bro, he had me down to like 10, 15 minutes of writing the raps. And then I just started memorizing stuff. And he was like, you know what? I want you to memorize all my stuff and you're gonna be a hype man first, and then I'm gonna introduce you into music as far as a rapper. Bro, I learned everything that Mel ever did, and that's how I started. My memory started just clicking as on the music stuff because I memorized everything of Mel's, and I became a hype man of Mel's. And we would hit the stage, bro. Me and Mel would tear stages down, bro. Like with every verse. And I was like, what's a hype man? Like, how you do that? He was like, well, the parts that I need to breathe on, them the parts that you pull in on. So people don't really know this story, this dynamic. Mel taught me how to write, how to record, how to perform. He put me in development and spent a bunch of time on me, bro, to teach me how to do these things and how to approach music at a professional level. Like, it was crazy, bro. Like, I can't make it up, man. Like, a lot of people don't even want to give Melv his flowers, but I watched Melv do that for probably about 20 to 25 other artists. Easy.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about when I interviewed him. People can say what they want to say, but
Man,
of course we always give props to Mr. Coop. We have to because he
for
started it.
sure,
But
for sure. Shout out to
besides
Melv.
him, it's really just not too many other people that you can name besides Lil Mel. You just can't. Like,
It,
if you're doing it,
it's,
you're really doing him a disservice for sure.
it's a stable in the city, bro. And I go back and I comment a lot on these things because people really, when I tell people what we did, people think it's a movie, bro. So let me give you some quick intel on what we done. Bro, there wasn't a weekend that we didn't have a show. And I'm not talking about a show with like 2 or 3 people out there. I'm talking about a show with probably like 5,000 plus. We was on the highway, bro. At the age of 16, Don One gave us a navigator on Assassins. We was up and down I-27 in Dallas, Houston, Odessa, Amarillo, San Angelo, bro, everywhere that you could possibly think of, doing these different things, grinding, bro, just doing that stuff. Um, it was crazy, bro. Like, to see what we was doing, bro. Like, we were selling units for $10 each. We would
And
hit
selling them,
we
selling
would
them.
flood them cities. We would put the posters, the flyers in every city. We would flood them, bro. We was really street teaming, bro. We was really grinding. People like, oh, he using you. You got outside people like always trying to chime in, like, he using you, bro. And you should be the hottest new artist. And like, when you your turn, like, and I was like, bro, the formula that Melv had for everybody, and I tell people this a lot. The formula that he had, some of us didn't understand, and I even had my moment, which I tell people because I'm a transparent dude. Even had the moments where if you just believed in a formula and you stuck to it, we was literally the next Rockefeller, bro. Like, Mel took Platinum West, put that on his back, just as I know he had Tom Loss on his back. Mel's name was a stable, bro. Anywhere that you go, people used to refer to me as, "Oh, you was that dude with Mel. You that dude that was on the stage with Mel, bro."
And that's just how it was. But it
Mel
was
started
real
putting me
life.
on. Mel started putting me on records, bro, and that it went even more crazy. Here go an exclusive for you that you'll probably see in Mel documentary. Here's a true fact. There's a dude named by the name of Lou Calhoun. There was
Lou.
Lou. Shout out Lou. Lou did a lot for us and a lot more other people. Well, Lou took us to Houston. We went to Houston in high hopes of performing for Hump. For y'all that don't know who Hump is Flip's uncle. They had
Mm-hmm.
Sucker Free. Flip is the hottest thing moving. He had Underground Legend moving by then. Flip was the man, bro. So we pull up to Houston. We get out right before we hit the stage. Limousine pull up, and we looking like, okay, who in this limousine? We in a parking lot, bro, of a billiard, and it's packed. They got a wrestling oversized wrestling thing in there, and girls with oversized boxing gloves and bikinis boxing and all kinds of crazy stuff. Bro, mind you, we like 15, really, at the time. Bro, we in here, we about to go in. Hump get out the limo, bro, and Paul Wall. This is at their prime, bro. Paul Wall's prime. Paul walked right up to me like he knew me, bro. And Paul Wall sat there and talked to me for like 2, 3 hours straight, bro. We performed for Hump. Hump gives a number to Luke Calhoun and say, bring them to my office tomorrow. Let's talk business. This is Sucker Free that we talking about. Sucker Free Kids he had just came out with. He has a division called Sucker Free Kids. So me and Mel, like, bro, we did it. We performed. Hump loved it. Like, bro, Lou basically acting manager. You know, him and Gambino, they go out. Me and Mel, we too young, so we gotta stay at the hotel. Me and Mel at the hotel, bro. We talking about what we finna do. We finna turn the city up. We finna get signed to Flip, bro. Like, whole nine, bro. This was a real deal, bro. We wake up in the morning extra early, bro, because we live. This is back when you ain't have like you know, you had payphones, but businesses that was underground, they ain't have no listing in the phone book because
Phone book, yeah.
people was gonna be calling like labels too much if you put that in there, just trying to get their stuff on. At the end of the day, Lou roll out of bed and we like, Lou, bro, we gotta go, man. Hump said, be at the office by X amount of time. Like we live, we finna get signed, bro. Hump is basically then already guaranteed us that we about to be on sucker free. Like this is a true story, bro. Um, Lou go grab his pants and start looking. I'm like, what Lou looking for, bro? Please tell me he ain't, bro. Lou lost Hump's number, bro, in the club tonight. He lost the number, bro. This is a true story. I still got love for my dog Lou, but Lou lost Hump's number on the day that Lil Melv and me, myself included, was gonna get signed, bro, to Sucker Free Records. Can't make it up. We looked for things everywhere we could, bro. They not in no phone book, bro. If you know Houston, you know Houston is five Dallases in one.
Yeah, yeah, you
You're
can
not
forget
you're
it.
not you're not finding these guys. Man,
No.
that was the most heated ride home we ever had in our life, bro. Me and Mel was so mad, bro. And we came back home defeated because we was like, bro, we worked so hard for this. So many records, done all this different stuff, bro. But it really ultimately just grew to hunger. Um, and we knew that we had the recipe, bro. We had the recipe. The music was great. The grind was even greater. Let me tell you something. I went out to Amarillo one day while I was on Platinum West. I jumped out of the car. Let me tell you how relentless my hustle was. I sold 400 CDs in one park for $10 each, bro. And some of them was
Damn.
giving me $20. Bro, the hustle was crazy, bro. Crazy. And you talking about boxes, crates of CDs, bro. I'm like, and it's not Mel pushing me out, done, like, get out, like, go do this. Nah, bro. I'm like, nah, bro, we finna go. We getting ready to go home. We was out there promoting Bug album. I'm walking in places that Bug didn't think they was gonna let him put it in there. They telling Bug, no, I'm going in there. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, bro, what we gotta do? I don't care if you gotta take it down in 2 hours. I just need somebody to see his project, two or three people to see the poster in the door. Bro, bro, in Taco Bell, like, no lie, I had Bug posters in every window at Taco Bell, bro. That was crazy. Like, Bug had walked in, Bug was like, how you doing that? Bro, the hustle was just relentless, bro. Like, I was a dude that was like, if you told me no, you was gonna have to give me a reason why. Like, bro, I was annoying. I was an annoying hustler, bro. I wasn't gonna stop.
You just was persistent, man. You wasn't knowing you were
400
persistent.
CDs, bro.
Yeah,
400
that's
CDs in one day, bro. That was crazy.
yeah, that's a beast right there.
Bro, used to go get that, bro. Hustle, like take it to another level. We hit a show, we hit the Catfish Shack, we go collect the cheese. Dunn got Stunner, which was the green uh
Caprice.
yeah, Caprice. Bro,
Yeah.
the spinners, we playing PlayStation or what you call it in the back seat. Bro, that was man, it was some crazy times, bro. We seeing this at age of like 16, bro. We in there doing this. Like, bro, it was crazy, bro. We had when I tell you shows with everybody, and this is something else Mel taught me, and people don't believe it until they see it. That's why I'm happy we having this interview even more so because they get a chance to hear it from my own mouth. Mel taught me how to be around celebrities. My first time seeing Lil Flip was in backstage and seeing Jeezy backstage. I was about to lose my mind. Mel was
I would
like,
have
Mel was,
too.
Mel was like, knock it off, knock it off, bro. Like, don't, like, don't be acting like that, bro. You Beezy. Even though he Lil Flip, bro, you doing the same thing he doing, bro. You trying to go the same place. He's just a regular person. Treat him like a regular person, bro. Like, so Mel would teach us how to be like that, bro. I'm telling you, we kicked it on Snoop's tour bus. Everybody came through the city, bro. We was on them shows, bro. No matter what, shutting them down. Like everybody knew, and by this time we started doing them big shows. We had became for show entertainment. Me, Melvin Swiss sat in a room. We was like, bro, you know what? You had a crazy run with Time Lost. Well, Weezy, you had a great run. And Weezy was like, man, it's not moving enough. Um, Shout out Weezy though, because Weezy showed us some stuff we ain't never seen in life, bro. The lifestyle was crazy with Dunn, bro.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, because you know he was super flashy anyway, so you already
but the
know how he
lifestyle was
got down.
crazy, bro. You wasn't stepping in his back seat with a scuff on your force, bro. We got to hit the mall right now. Gotta hit the mall now. You're not jumping out with a scuff on your forces, bro. Don was like, you put that jersey on, you put this jersey on, put that headband on, put these shoes on, carry that drink. Let's roll. Like, bro, that's how it was with Dunn. Dunn taught us how to dress, how to be far as superstars. He taught us how to be stars. Like, this is how you dress, this is how you maneuver, this is how you do this. And Dunn used to do that little that
Yep.
little pop in the collar, man. He's still the same. He ain't changed, man. Shout out Weezy one time. Bro, but we started for show entertainment, bro. I remember we didn't have a budget. We didn't have no money, bro. We broke. Um, it was like, what we gonna do? Mel was like, we just gonna press up some burnt CDs and hope for the best. It was by that time we had grinded them burnt CDs, came back, flipped it, pressed up the album, went to grinding that and just made a full comeback, bro, and created a label. And then underneath that label, Mel started signing artists. Um, we came up with the album called Without a Record Deal. And a lot of people was like sick about that because that really came with a lot of the scrutiny and all the things that people would say, like, oh, he gonna fall off and he ain't this and he ain't that, and he can't do it now that he ain't with Platinum West or Time Lost, and who is this guy without all of this, bro? And Mel was like, without a record deal, I'm gonna still kill this. So Mel signed Shawty, which a lot of people know is Stephanie, and
Yep.
on a song called Gutter Be.
Stepping with Steph, for those who don't know who he
Stepping
talking
with
about.
Steph, he signed her, bro. Then we went to do a developmental deal with Benjamin, which is Ben.
Yep.
A lot of people call him
Yep.
B Dada. Signed Creek, which is Day Day. He was Day Day back then, but a lot of people know him as Creedy Ye now. He signed him. Um, Yellow Boy came along and became a part of our stuff. Roy Boy was there. People that had been on Time Lost, they came over to for show entertainment. Um, who else, man? He had signed Jonathan Faulkner, which was a white homie of mine. He was kicking it with. Melv had signed the Ultimate Click. LT was always there too, by the way. LT is family. It's his cousin. He always been there, part of the whole process. But Melv had signed these group of guys individually, everybody, and we were going to teach them the things that we learned and forge forward. When I tell you, Tuki, we ran with that plan again, the burnt CDs, and everybody went and sold them us, bro. Man, we made so much money off of that stuff, bro, and went back to go repress up, and you know, man, that started some stuff. Now to give people just a little bit of kind of the some of those, so I ain't going too long.
No, you good. You good.
Mel's run was insane, bro. Melv had such a pandemonium that he signed Shawty, put her on her first song ever, recorded professionally. And shout out Fatty. Fatty was rocking with us.
Fatty.
Mel put her on that record, bro. No radio push, none of that. Just grinding in the streets. We got on a stage and performed that Gutter Be song, and females knew it word for word, bro. She became a crazy celebrity overnight, bro, with that record. It was crazy how that happened, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to post that joint on the end of this video for those people so they can hear the song.
Bro, that was when I was like, I looked at Melvin and I said, bro, I remember on the stage because I used to be the first person to hit the stage. I used to get them live. Then we bring them out. When that record dropped and Shawty started rapping and she took the mic off her mouth, and I'm watching this in real time. This is about 10,000 people at this time. I look out over the crowd, bro. They were going word for word, bro. I said, Mel, you still that nigga, bro. Still, bro. Without a record deal, all that stuff, and then my record come on with me. Oh, shout out to I forgot one of my guys, Marquise. Mr. Marquise was signed.
Mr. Marquise.
Hey, bro.
Sorry, my mic over here
He
jacking
had
up.
a
So
he had a song called "Who Run This." We was all on that record, bro. He put us all on that record, bro. That was Hope for Show Entertainment. Man, when I tell you they knew the words to that too, bro, I said, bro, we grinding so hard in these streets that these people know the words. Not just in Lubbock, they know it in Amarillo, they know it in Midland, Odessa, they know it in San Angelo, they know it in Abilene, they know it everywhere we going, bro. Like that was crazy. The run was insane, bro. Um, that run was crazy, bro. Like that without a record deal run. LT dropped the album. Swiss dropped his album. A lot of people didn't know. I was projected to drop an album at that time. Really wasn't ready. And then went through like this whole mental thing with like music in general, bro. Like I was like, am I still gonna do this? Or am I gonna drop out or type things? And then also, this is a lesson for real for other people that are part of things that are special. This is a lesson. A lot of the critics had got to my head at this point in time, led me to go start my own stuff, which was nothing wrong with that. It was cool. But if you look at it from the trajectory that we had built up and that Melv and everybody built up for me, I was literally in line to be the next. Swiss wasn't projected to drop an album before me. LT wasn't projected to drop an album for me. I was projected to drop when we was at the peak because Mel wanted to build it up so high that he built it to a certain level to where his artists could just skyrocket. As soon as
Yep.
they drop, they could skyrocket. I've already seen you. I know your face. I'm already familiar with you. All you got to have is these records. Put this album out. I had the ball in my hand. I did shoot it. And that's one of the moments where I was like, dang, in life was like, if you got something going on with a group of guys you came up with and y'all are building something, um, just stick to it, bro. Honestly. That's for the guys that got something special or even close to it special is something that we had going on. Stick to it. Melv kept going, Swift kept going. We stayed in touch. We always been close still, no matter what. I had my own thing going, but it never felt the same making music without my brothers because it was different. And let me tell you how different it is because I'm doubling back now. Is in current time when I decided to say, you know what, let's create something called legacy, and let's put this back together, and let me do music back where I'm at home. Like even the features prior to that, bro, and we were just dabbling with the ideas. The features was coming out crazy because you're at home, like you feel at home, bro. I jumped on
Yep.
I jumped on a record called "It's On" with Melv and said Mees was more like Magic. I was James Worthy, and that right there, like that was like my bring back home like situation. I was like, nah, bro, I gotta do this with the people I started with, like straight up, like that took me to a whole nother level, bro. Um, shout out
And
to
just to piggyback on that, like when you
man,
said y'all did it and you at home, not only are you at home, but it's a comfortability with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
everybody.
comfortable. Everybody know how each other work. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
know like y'all can kind of fill in people's sentences, finishes people's sentences and stuff.
Yep,
So it's
yep,
just different when you in an environment like that. You can really create because you ain't got to worry about are they gonna
yeah.
come, are they gonna do this. You already know what they gonna do, so you can just
Facts.
create.
Facts. I tell people don't understand the dynamic. The best thing that I give them is me and Me's is like boosting your whip. Whenever we get on a record together, like we gonna bounce off of each other, bro. It's just automatic. Like we got so many songs together, I probably can't even count them, bro. At one point I was counting up just record sales that Melv had, bro. Like it's crazy. Bro sold millions of records, bro. Millions of records, bro. Like, and people really don't believe that and be like, man, y'all crazy. Like, nah, bro. Bro really sold millions of records. I was part of those records. I saw the process. I counted $1 million in a back room over stuff, bro. Just looking at, bro, this is real, bro. Like, we really was doing that. Like, and
People
I
won't believe
pray
it though.
I pray that the city really gets another run like that from some of the youth that's starting to make moves, bro. But I look at it and I always pray for like the younger ones that's coming up and anything we could do to help them. Like always, we always been that kind of people, even though we hated on a lot. But it's like that, bro. Like if you LeBron James, I mean, what you expect?
You
the
know what I'm saying? They gonna take the
uh,
shots. They gonna take the shots.
yeah. You just let them roll off, and you still keep rolling because they need you. They'll need you before you need them. at the other thing, man. But I always try to give back to these younger guys and hope they can come in, man. But as far as a run like we had, bro, I ain't seen it yet, bro. I want to see it,
Yeah.
but I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it yet, bro. That was
Because I
crazy.
don't think I think part of it is we have super multi talented people, but they
Yeah,
just don't have the drive to do it just because. And I don't want to say like in a bad way, but they just most of them are so talented that their hands is just in everything, so they can do everything instead of just focusing on one thing. Which I
yeah.
get it, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes, as we know, it's not lucrative either. So if you can do this and make some money, and you can do this and it's gonna make money, but this gonna make money right now, it's like, forget this. Let me make the money right here. So I think that's part of the issue as well.
A lot of them just don't understand what it takes either, man. I heard Master P say that y'all got it easy now, and it tripped me out because I was like, man, really, even for us to still doing music, like this is a lot easier than it used to be, bro. You jump
Yeah,
in, you can create, but can you be a businessman? Because the music is 90% business and 10% talent. And
yep,
a lot of people don't really get that. A lot of people just focus on that 90%. They think it's 90% talent and 10% business, and that's not the way it works.
at all.
A lot of people that's coming up don't even understand what a record deal is. A record deal is literally a loan that's saying because you hot, you're gonna take my money and you're gonna go blow that up harder to make my money back plus some, and then if you're lucky, you make you some too. And here
Yep.
goes
And I'm gonna put this
the
machine behind you because I want my
yeah,
money
that
back.
machine. I'm gonna put that machine behind you because I want to make sure that you
Yeah,
got the best plan, you got the best trajectory with it. So, yeah, man, just to explain, I'm glad we talked about that because a
yeah.
lot of these young artists, you need to know what is a record deal. Just to let them know, I've been offered multiple 360 deals. I've been offered multiple single deals from Def Jam and Koch when Koch was moving as E1, been offered multiple of those, but I never took those opportunities because I understood business wise where it was going to be, and guys tried to throw up the cars and the houses and the you know situation like that. But nowadays you can stay independent, bro, and just win with your crew. And I knew that would take I knew that would take me away from what I've gotten back to. Like I have to make music with the heart and soul of where I came from. Um,
Yep.
that's what my guys, man, and that's to be able to take it to a different place. Not to skip over it, but I do want to shed some light on Strictly Business. Strictly Business were guys that I used to sing their records in the mirror with a brush, bro.
Think everybody did.
Bro, a lot of people won't give them their love, and I'm always giving their love. Raymond, Foster, Gant, and Bug, bro. Those guys were pillars for me, bro. Like, and by the time I got a chance to work with him, shout out Bug. Bug would bring me in the studio, teach me different things. Raymond would show me some stuff from time to time when he could, but he would always just tell me, keep going, cat daddy. You know how Raymond. Ray
Yeah.
cool,
Oh,
Ray
cool
cool.
ass, cool ass.
Tanya was rocking. Tanya was one of the first females I seen doing like major shows. And for those of y'all that don't know, they were supposed to be signed too. Everybody was that close at the end of the day. But shout out Gant. Me and Gant did records together in recent day. Um,
Then y'all do a record back in the day, what, party or something?
we did a record called Party, and we did a
Yep.
record called How Does It Feel on that album that actually went gold, which is crazy. We did over 500,000 on that project, which is crazy, bro. A lot of people don't even be knowing what people doing nowadays. Melv did
Nah.
500,000 together. We platinum. I tell Melv all the time. We platinum together, dog. You did over 500,000. I did over 500 on that, man. Like, bro, we good to go. Can't beat that, man. But yeah, shout out to those guys, man. Yeah, but the run with Mel, bro, I could talk about that all day long. But lo and behold, Melv helped me start a career, and those things that Melv taught me, I use in current day and to this business model and mogul that I'm building in current day. It's still that same hustle, it's still that same grind, and I learned how to treat celebrities, so I'm able to work with celebrities in a different way and actually see them as people. So that taught me a different thing, and that's took me a long way just in life in general, bro. It's
And see,
wild.
that's why I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think sometimes people like really truly. think about the things that they went through, or the connections, or the relationships that they,
Right.
you know, kind of established, that kind of comes full circle. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of those things that you learned back then, you are implementing now, still to this day.
Sure.
So I think
Sure.
that's so dope that you, first of all, was smart enough to do that, but two, to shed light on that as well, because I think a lot of
Sure.
people really, really overlook that and don't acknowledge it. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I still use every bit of that today. Even going back to Baylor as a youth, being able to be mature enough to take care of the household while mama was sick. I'm mature enough to take care of the household as an adult because I already understood that. I already helped raise my brother. So by the time I got kids, I felt like I was in autopilot.
Hmm.
Like I've done this before. Like I've done this before with way less resources. And I got a life partner that's grinding as hard as I'm grinding. So we good to go. Um, got a daughter that's about to turn 13 in a couple weeks. Wow. Um,
13.
13, bro. She about to be a teenager. And then I got 7-year-old twins, man. That's a wrap. We done.
And
Um,
that's crazy, because that was the next segue. So you went right into it perfectly. Or the next topic. I'm sorry. You segued into it. I'm sorry.
funny story. Mel introduced me to my wife.
Wow.
Say, I can't. Hey, listen, man. I can't make this up. When you talk about the impact that a person has had in your life, I don't. I don't. I've never seen a person that's had the type of impact that he's had in my life, knowingly and unknowingly, as 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 Melv has had in my life. Like it's crazy, bro. Like, bro introduced me. Never knew that was gonna become my wife. You
Of
know,
course.
just
Just
pull up
happened
on somebody,
organically.
just doing what we do, pull up on somebody,
Yeah.
bro, have a good conversation, and then lo and behold, spent one night, bro. Never went back home. True story. Through the
But that's
trials,
how it's supposed to be.
tribulations,
That's how
like
it's
all
supposed to
of
be.
that. Spent one night, never went back home. We've been inseparable. We went through our emotions and, moved out and moved in and, did all these different things. But I've been with the same person since I was 17, bro.
That's wild.
That's
A
crazy.
blessing, though. A blessing. I love to
Through the
hear it,
ups
but
and the
that's wild.
downs and through the ups and the downs and the changes and the adversity. And I mean, you go through things, but when you make up your mind that you're gonna do life with somebody, bro, that means all the BS that come along with it, you're gonna stick through it with them and they're gonna do the same thing for you.
The
So
good, bad, and the ugly.
man, it's a blessing, bro, to even be able to say that. Because my parents last year, I beat my parents in years married, which was
That's
like
why I said that's a blessing, brother. That's a
wow.
blessing.
Oh, for sure. And
Because I'm
and
still not
still
married.
ride still ride for me no matter what, man. It's a good woman, bro. At the end of the
Well,
day, nobody's perfect. That's
yeah,
the key for me.
that's fairy tale, man. If anybody say their relationship is perfect, I mean they full of it. You know,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
because
Two
anything
different
worth
people
having
growing.
is gonna be hard work.
Oh, for sure. You gotta work for it, bro. Um, yeah, but having a family, a lot of people don't know that I'm married to a girl that is her dad is from Africa, Tanzania, and her mom is from well, she'll kill me if I forget about this, but Mumbai, India.
Okay.
So we call my children Blendians. Yeah. So, so yeah, no, man. I've learned their culture too, man, and they learned my culture. So that's been a really good thing, man. We learned a lot from each other. And still let it, bro. Still let it, bro. Um, yeah, but from all everything that I went through in my life, from Parkway Village to no, from Auburn to Parkway Village to Baylor, from Bozeman to Alderson to Estacado to doing music solo, doing music with Mel, doing music solo again, and doing music with Melv again. All of that has prepared me for what I am doing currently in my life. Like it's
Wait, hold
crazy.
on, because I got something. That was my
Yeah,
last touch, and so don't touch on that
yeah, bet.
yet.
Hey, I'm
So
doing that.
yeah, you helping me out, but that's why I like when I have these bullet points, because they all flow right the way they're supposed
For
to,
sure.
organically. So with what you said, coming full circle, can that the last few things that I wanted to make sure that I touched on, I would not be a good person if I didn't touch on these. Can we talk about Snapper Media? Can we
Okay.
talk about the relationship with Mr. Simmons?
Okay.
And can we talk about the How water? If I'm not mistaken, it's hyper pure oxygenated water.
Hey, my dog did his homework. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey, hey, hey,
yeah,
hey.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where
I
it's
wanted
at.
to make sure we ended with that because I know that's some of the newer adventure that you have going on. So I wanted to make sure
Sure,
we ended
for
with those
sure,
things.
sure, for sure. So, there's a lot of people don't know, or people do know, and probably only knew me for music and doing nursing. Um, I got here to Dallas, worked at state school, went to school, got in nursing. I did that for a number of years. I did 6 years in oncology, then shifted over to cardio, and then ended in family practice. Um, Art is where it always began for me. Music, sculpture, painting. I worked at the Buddy Holly Fine Arts Gallery, just to let people know that too. And there's also a painting down in Lubbock at is it May Simmons? It's one of them. Yeah, it's at May Simmons. The painting on the brick wall.
Yep.
I was a part of that. I painted a big portion of that choir that's there with the minister. So
Okay.
still there. So it's cool. I get to take my kids there. But anyways, jumping back, my reason for speaking on art is I got into photography. I would do that on the side. Me and my bro Lou, he used to play for OU. He was like, "Man, I got this crazy idea. We started real estate photography business because your wife is having twins. You got to come home and help with them. We could really take the world by storm with this thing." So we started that, worked together for a number of years. He went his way, I went mine, and I still been at it, man. So basically, what I do in Snapper Media does marketing and media for real estate properties, um, developers, you name it. We do marketing, man. So we do videography, photography, PR, if need be in certain situations. So that's the gist of Snapper Media, far as a service. It's a marketing company, um, which ties into one of my best friends since I've been here. His name is Mr. Andre Gerard. He was the center for the Dallas Cowboys. My dog, Dre is like big brother to me for sure. So Dre, how me and Dre connected was through my brother-in-law Shezad. He was his next door neighbor. And they used to rag on me all the time, mess with me about, trying to still do music and, all this other stuff. But Dre was the first dude out here that I gave my music to. And, I expected him to be like everybody else, just kind of make a joke of it, a mockery. Dre pulled up one day playing the music and then got out. He was like, I like track 2, I like track 1, and I like track 15. And I'll tell you about the other ones later on when I listened to it in the locker room the day after the game. Bro, that me and Dre linked from that moment on. I was like, man, you actually listen to my stuff? He's like, yeah, bro, I listen to your stuff. He's like, man, you actually pretty good at it. So me and Dre clicked after that, bro. We've been close ever since. Um, and so Dre had this company called Trenches Sports Group. Dre did a lot of training in his retirement for professional athletes. Dre called me one day, can't make it up. He's like, bro, I know you're doing your media for real estate and you're doing all that different stuff, but I didn't even know if this was in your wheelhouse or even something that you're interested in. But Hatch, which is Jason Hatcher. A lot of people don't know Jason
Yep.
is. He played for the Dallas Cowboys as well, which is my dog, another one of my dogs. Jason Hatcher, he's like, Jason wanted to know if you pull up here, you could do some film for us. And I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah, we training some guys. So I'm thinking like, some guys, like high schoolers or something like that, Cool. I pull up to the place with my case, bro. Get out, walk into this place, bro. It's crazy. I walk out onto the field. It's Jeffrey Simmons, Tyree Phillips, Trent Brown, um, Shaq Mason. Who else was there?
Some big dudes, man. All of them.
Shaq Mason, and there was also God, what is his name? And he's from Carrollton. Jesus, anyways. I'll think of him in a little bit. But them, and a couple more people, bro. It was a lot of people in there. It was about 12 to 15 guys, all of them. And Dre look at me and he go, "Just be careful, cause I ain't got no insurance." He like, "Listen, bro, I just need you to film movement. This is my first time going. I just need you to film movement, meaning uh whenever I'm running them on drills, I need you to film the foot movement. And I need you to also film the angles. I need a 45-degree angle, especially on kickbacks with the O line. And on the D line, I need you to film from the back and the front side so we can see the swim move that they're doing, and we need to see how angles, which was tripping me out because Dre is all about physics, bro. He think in a whole different way when it comes down there. I'm like, this dude like some kind of Mr. Miyagi of football or something, bro. Like this is wow. So, anyways, we in there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like this true story. We filming. I get all the stuff that I think is good, quote unquote. Like, so I'm not really knowing what I'm doing, but I'm learning in here. And I send Dre the footage and we go through it. And he's like, this is good, but I think you need to do more of this angle, more of this angle. Just kind of do your thing, bro. But in that practice, they were everybody taking their cleats off, doing different things. And Jeff was like, bro, you really like you cool, bro. You cool. Tyree, like, yeah, bro, cool. Shout out to my little brother Tyree, too, by the way. Tyree Phillips. Um, bro, they like, hey, bro, you should tell him about Miami. And I was like, Miami, my ears open. He's like,
What's
hey,
up with Miami?
you could come and film like some of our lifestyle stuff, like Miami. So they give me a date or whatever. This is a true story, bro. And let me tell you how Mel put that hustle in me like this. We leave. I come back, I film him a couple times, but I never hear nothing back about Miami or nothing like that. But I'm knowing in my mind I kept the date. So I call Dre and I tell Dre, well, ain't they going to Miami next week or something like that? And Dre like, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going too. Bro, when I tell you, without hearing a word, nothing like that, I flew myself to Miami, bro. Flew myself to Miami. I flew Quasi to Miami too. I said, Quasi, we finna go make an opportunity out of this. Went to Miami. I got a hotel. First person I meet in Miami, Charleston White.
Oh wow.
I run into Charleston White. What it is that you do? Say, man, I do media. Man, you don't do no media. Yeah, I do, Charleston. I'll see you around then. By the way, I ran into Charleston about 15 times after that. But anyway, I get to Miami. I call Dre. Can't get him. Dang. I'm in Miami. I guess we're going to have a good time. It's Quincy's birthday. We're going to just chill. Get a call back from Dre. Dre said, yeah, it's over here. They said, is you cool though? I told him, you cool, bro. You cool. Get over there. I walk in with the camera. Jeff laid out, chilling by the pool, hanging out, just really just taking a load off because it's really a men's trip. They just hanging. You know, Jeff was like, bro, put the camera down, bro. Just chill, bro. Just chill. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm here to make an opportunity. Like let me shoot some. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, bro, you cool. You good people, bro. So we just started chopping it up about life, hanging out, bro. This tall dude that I seen working before come out singing, soulful singing, bro. Talking about bro going off, bro. Big old 6 foot, almost seemed like 7 at that time. Boy, with a box singing, going off, bro. So it was me, Quincy, Montez Sweat, uh, Jeff, Tyree, and their agent, and Dre and Hatch. No, DeMarcus Ware was there too. So I'm in the house with these these guys, bro. We big cooling. So Jeff was like, we getting ready to go out. I'm like, bring the cameras. Me and Quincy, we show up with the cameras, pull up. We shooting the lifestyle stuff, bro. And Jeff, we start chopping it up more. Me and Tyree start chopping it up more. And bro, we just from that night, bro, we just clicked. Tyree, I started clicking with Tyree first. We had this little thing called Up Top. Bro, just cool, bro. We just started chopping up about life, and I was like, man, these guys are younger. I looked at it, I said, God, what you want me to do with this? Because I'm really, really getting an opportunity that most people just don't get an opportunity like this. Like, what am I gonna
Nah.
do? what am I gonna be able to do with this? And I kid you not, for those that believe in God, it was like, I'm placing you here so that you can be there for these guys and they can have somebody that they can actually rely on and really, really, see them for who they are and treat them like human beings and be really, quote unquote, a part of their piece. Um, Me and Tyree, close. Me and Jeff are close, but me and Tyree, we tight. We all tight, bro. And I became a part of their circle. It's been up from there, bro. Jeff called me out to Nashville. I done been to games in Nashville. We done shot multiple times, multiple media, do all kinds of crazy stuff. I go to his camp every single year, birthday every year. Tyree flew me to New York. So like, come to New York. I want you to film some stuff for me, bro. I said, bet, I'm on the way. Started filming for Tyree. Before you knew it, I was back in New York like 5 times.
Damn.
Constant, bro, playing for the Giant. I'm out there 5 times. We just shooting, snapping it up. I'm taking over his social media. I'm just doing all of that, bro, and just rocking with it. And I'm like, bro, really a solid dude. And he became a part of my family, bro. Um, and I got a chance to see what life looked like during football. And I got a chance to see what life was like after football. And I got to see the trials and tribulations of football and how you
Mm-hmm.
really go through some things. It's a beautiful thing, but the business side of it is sometimes a little scary. But I mean, it's like that in life in general. But to go back to that hustle, if I would have never just took that leap of faith, bro, and say, you know what, I'm gonna invest in myself. That's that stuff Steve Harvey be talking about, bro. You got to leap, bro. I just spent the money, went to Miami on a mission that could have been very dry at the end of the day because they don't know me from a hole in the wall. They just know I was a cool guy that came by to film them. Like, and we were able to build brotherhood on top of that, bro. I couldn't ask for better, bro. Jeff has had me at everything that he has had going on in life from there, bro. Invited me to Pro Bowl multiple times. And I mean, I'm in Pro Bowl. I'm sitting in the quarterback room with when I knew that, and this is before I knew how big Jeff's name was and all that, bro. Um, bro invited me to Pro Bowl in Vegas. So I went to Vegas. I started shooting some stuff. But ultimately, bro, like, put the camera down, bro. Let's just chill. I want to just hang with you, bro. So we just hanging. I done shot plenty of stuff. Bro walked me into a room. The first person I walked into is Ray Lewis.
Damn.
Walk into Ray Lewis. I chop it over Ray Lewis, Eli Manning, and Peyton Manning. They walk in next. We chopping it up, bro. Tyreek Hill, like all of these different people, bro, and they all was just so cool, bro, and down to earth. Because if you in this room and you something in the NFL, like, people, they rocking with you, bro. In Pro Bowl, Derrick Henry, like everybody, bro. So it just became like it was like surreal moments. But I looked back on it and I said, dang, how am I able to be so cool? Because they used to seeing people just kind of wig out. I said, dang, it was that day back in the back of the amphitheater when I met Flip and Mel told me to chill out because you just like them, bro. That day connected me to exactly what this is today. And I was able to see athletes for who they are as a person and not an athlete. I was able to see them for who they are and treat them like people for who they are, bro. And so my goal was to always just add anywhere I can is to add value to these guys' lives because they already got enough people with their hands out, not, and I'm not speaking on nothing in general specific, but just period, enough handouts. They walk outside, you got somebody asking you for an autograph. Um,
Yep.
True story, I never asked Jeff for an autograph for the first 4 years that I knew him. Never, bro. Like, just, you my dog, bro. Hey, hit me up anytime. I'm there. I'm gonna be there for you. They know my kids. Tyree is my kid's uncle. Tyree pull up to the house. Tyree come stay with us in off season. The kids, that's their uncle. They don't know no different. They young. Um, his wife moved here. So they all live out here where we at, bro. And there's been one. I've been to Mississippi multiple times. I know mom and dad, that's what I call them out there. I know Jeff mama, like we all just been close knit and tight like that. And for people that don't know, Jeffrey Simmons is Jason Hatcher's nephew.
I did not know that.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't put the two and two together, but that dog mentality is their whole family, bro. And his brother also played too. Brother played for the Vikings. Um, he's still a beast, as far as a trainer, bro. But that circle of tight knit people, man, it's just been tremendous, bro. And it opened up so many doors, bro. And I used to look at the camera and go, dang, I'm trying to make it in music this whole time, God, and you gonna use this side to open up this side of the door. Like I'm like, man, it ain't never coming like you think it's gonna come. Like, bro,
Nope.
I took one gamble on myself, bro, and it turned into all of this, bro. And not to mention at the same exact time, simultaneously, Snapper Media started taking off, and I got all the bids. I started shooting the TV show House Hunters. So I shoot the TV
Hey,
show House Hunters. I shoot for American Dream TV. They got about 5 different episodes that they run per month on agents and the hottest areas and different places. And um, man, it's been a blessing. The resume just went crazy, bro. And got really good at it, man. And we still continue to grind and get better, try to stay ahead of technology. Um, it's just to think that I'm where I am today, like people would be like, dang, like what prepared her for that? Everything prepared me for this right now, bro. I can be responsible. Um, these guys trust me with their family, their kids. That's the kind of trust that you build over time, bro. It ain't given, it's crazy, bro. Like to be a part of these guys' life and actually be family and not just the guy that do media. You know what I'm saying? Like and can look at them and actually truly genuinely be happy for where they go because you've seen the behind the scenes. You've seen these
yeah,
guys
you
work
know the real them. You know them as you mentioned
lead,
as a
bro.
human. So that's dope.
When I tell you, bro, the work they inspire me because the work ethic that they have to put in, bro, just to stay where they are is you can't even put it into words, bro. And then sometimes for it not to go your way, Tyree went through what he went through. Um, I watched him battle back from an injury that most people don't even come back from.
Hmm.
And I watched him find God through it even more so because he a PK, he a preacher's kid. But I watched him find God through it, bro. And that I'm looking at him like, who thought a 26, 27-year-old be teaching a 40-year-old how to find God again? You know what I'm saying? Like bro, through everything has been God. That's why kind of to get to this hat you got on right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, not
yeah.
being a Cowboys fan or rocking the Titans or even Giants at this point because I'm supporting my little brothers. But my dog signed with Washington. So Tyree, shout out Tyree Phillips. My dog is at Washington. Wearing this hat is really more than what people even could even imagine, bro. 'Cause I've seen the off field and I've seen the grind that he had to put in there. But that stuff, it made me not even complain, bro. Like I'm like, man, for your whole career to be on the line and you work your butt off to get back to what they said couldn't be, and still make it with God, bro. Like it's wow, bro, to watch it. Like it's amazing
That's the
to me at
thing,
the same time.
He just asked you to meet him halfway.
Oh, for sure.
You do your part, he gonna do his part every time. It's crazy because a lot of times it don't be the way that we want it to be, as you mentioned, like you did the music, but it's all the Snapper Media stuff. So
Yeah.
as long as you just put in the grind, though, he'll meet you halfway.
Oh, for sure. And to go from Beezy OMG to people in the city calling me the snapper. That's what they be
Yeah.
calling me, snapper. Like it's wow, bro. On the back of the license plate, they know the car when they see it, bro. Like it's been a blessing, bro. And to also jump into the water. How water is me, Andre Gerard, my father-in-law. Um, we just started grinding, bro. And the idea came from this guy named Clayton, which is one of my friends. He's an agent now. Shout out Clayton. He with Young Money, which my baby brother is with Young Money too now. Shout out Travis Hunter too. Young Money. You know what it is. Hey, bro, we were sitting on a field at a camp. Bro had a water called two a days. And he was like, man, you guys should invest in this, bro. And we went over and we started working with two a days, you know, went into buy it and, some, things get caught up. Sometimes it don't work out. So we kind of left that alone. We linked up with another guy And he had How Water. How Water was awesome. We taste the product. The product was actually good. What's crazy about How Water is that it has oxygen in it. What oxygen does for the body, and because me and Dre were all about impact. How can we impact the community at any type of level? Well, with this water, a lot of our families are affected by diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all that stuff. What happens is at a cellular level, when you drink water that has a certain oxygen level, it can balance out blood pressure. With the hydrogen added to it, you can balance out cholesterol, not cholesterol, but blood sugar. So that's what made us dig even deeper into it, is because we wanted to leave an impact um, on the communities, not just sell you a product, but have a product that we can actually give you that can actually do cellular work so that you can actually benefit from it. And we can start reversing some of these things that are attacking the community. And that's been tremendous, man. Everybody that's tasted the water and been a part of the water or ordering cases, they've said, "Hey, man, I feel even better. I'm starting to feel better. I got more energy." I'm like, "Yeah," because things are starting to regulate when you start putting that water in your body, and there's no limit to what you could drink. As a matter of fact, most of us don't even really breathe in deep when we breathe, and we breathe very shallow. So the body don't even really get the oxygen amount that it should get. So when you start drinking this water, you may notice if you drink it too fast, you might get a little lightheaded and be like, "Whoa, oh, okay, I got oxygen in here. My blood flow done picked up." Everything like that, bro. So that to work at a health conscious level, to take it away from plastic, no microplastics, and put it in an aluminum bottle and take it to the community was amazing. So to piggyback off of that, which is another announcement that I got as exclusive right here today on the podcast, is I went from working at 14, 15 years old at United Market Streets to, as of a few weeks ago, having a contract with Albertsons, who owns Market Street and United, and the water is going to be in there.
Hey, hey, man,
That's
congratulations on that.
that's a trip. Just a young dude from Baylor, like as Brown would say, kid from Akron, just a kid
Just a
from
kid from
Baylor,
Akron, baby. Just a
still
kid from Baylor,
still
baby.
still back rocking that, man. So that's definitely like a like light bulb moment in life. Like it's like, man, this is crazy to watch this come back around. But God done moved some mountains in my life, bro. I was like, I may not have had it at certain levels and may still go through my struggles in life, but I got nothing to complain about, bro. Because I got a good wife, I got healthy children, I live in a nice house. Like we've been blessed to have what we want and do what we need to do and be inspired and work for others and do work for others, bro. Like it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I'm just as soon as I feel like the chapter is gonna level out, it's a whole nother mountain, bro. That's just getting even better, man. And I'm thankful to Mel, Swiss, everybody that I work with in my career, my friends that I grew up with, the whole family, bro. Like I'm grateful for that, because without those things, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like I'm telling you, bro, like everything that I did in life, like it taught me how to be who I am today. Like so I couldn't be more grateful for what I'm doing nowadays, bro. A lot of people don't even know I do half of those things that I'm doing, man. But it's a blessing, bro, to come back and be like, hey, now I want to do something to inspire Lubbock. So I've already started talking to a couple of the guys, and we're looking at bringing some of those camps back home to Lubbock, because I want to inspire the youth. I want to be able to find those ones that want to be inspired, and then try to inspire those that are not inspired to do different things. I really want to do something major for my own hometown. Like it's like, you know what, let me show you how to do a different thing, because you may not have never seen anything outside of this. You know what I'm saying?
That
It's a trip,
exposure that we talked
bro.
about earlier.
It's a trip,
Exposure.
bro. It's a trip. Even for me, when I came to Dallas for the first time, bro, and I went downtown, bro, and I was like, you mean to tell me all this stuff exists? Like, and I never knew it. Like, all I'm used to the NTS building, man, the biggest building I ever seen.
That's
Like,
it.
bro,
That's it.
from that to going out of country and having, condos out the country. Like, by blessing, we got a project called Cayo Tulum, just in Tulum, Mexico. Um, Yeah, man. You're dropping that www.kawiltaloom.com. Go check that out, by the way. Condos for sale over there. But just being able to experience life at another level and look at it in different countries, bro, that's been like, wow. Like a lot of these people come up like we coming up, they just in a different country and different language, like it's a trip to watch that, bro. Like,
That
but it's something,
exposure,
and
man.
it's beautiful, man. The world is beautiful, bro. Like it's some stuff to experience in life, bro. Like it's a
And
trip,
and it's bigger than the city that you grew up in.
man. Way bigger, bro. Way bigger, way bigger. Like, bro, and then the opportunities though. Like the reason I selected Dallas, bro, is Dallas is what people don't realize. Dallas is one of the biggest spots for entrepreneurship. You can literally it's just like New York and Atlanta at this point. You can literally come to Dallas, Texas, which you can do it anywhere. Let me say that first of all. But you can come here and be anything that you want to be, bro. You want to be an entrepreneur,
Opportunities.
you want to start a business, the opportunities there. All you got to do is go get in the mix. It's the city. But also understand how to stay out of the way at the same time, because you got more. Yeah, I'll say this. This is what people don't like to hear, because you hear a lot of people from Lubbock. I hate Lubbock. I ain't going back, and I live in Dallas. No, listen, there's way more of the foolishness out here because the city is way bigger. The population is quadruple. So just as much bad things you think are happening in Lubbock, which Lubbock has grown, it is way worse out here. So you have to stay out of the way, just like you got to stay out of the way anywhere you go. You can make
Mm-hmm.
it from Lubbock. I want to be one of them people to show people like, you know, you can make it from Lubbock and you can bring stability back to Lubbock to show people that they can make it in Lubbock too. I've been talking to Mel about launching Snapper Media Lubbock. Why not? Why not do that? Why not put these kids and show these kids something different? Give them somewhere to work other than Amazon or the state school. You know what I'm saying? Like give them opportunities, like real opportunities,
That's
like
what I was about to say. Just go
a
back to
real
that
opportunity,
opportunities and
a
exposure,
real
man. They gotta have it.
teach them how to be entrepreneurs, bro. Like I was taught how to be an entrepreneur, like literally through music. I was taught how to be an entrepreneur, and I ain't scared of no opportunity, bro. I'm on only thing I fear is God, like literally. Um, yeah, bro. Like I want to when it's all said and done for me, bro. I want to leave a legacy that dude did everything that he possibly could do to inspire the youth and also to leave a legacy for his children. And he wasn't perfect in life, but he did his best to get everything right that he could get. And ultimately just take care of people, bro. So I'm yeah, it's been an experience, bro. It's fun. It's fun talking about what you do and what you know and where you come from, and yeah, bro. Like it's I'm in love with what I'm becoming because I'm working on
Yeah.
it every day. I'm working on it every day. I'm still not who I want to be, but I'm working on who I'm becoming like every single day. Like it's just thank God for the opportunities you got yesterday, and then move forward today to see what's in store. Because yesterday might not be what today is, and like it's just gonna always be a situation where you can make things great.
And as you said, like you kind of laid out the foundation from Auburn to PV to Baylor to Dallas, like all the things that you've done, all the things that played a part in who you become. And I think the last thing that you just said that kind of it was a good thing, a good way to end it is the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you're still growing. You still becoming who you want to be. A
Facts.
lot of people who have done all the things that you've done, which is a lot, will be happy with that. Which is not nothing to say that you shouldn't be happy, but I don't think you
Facts.
should ever be content. So I think that's dope that you're did all these wonderful things come full circle, but you're still willing to grow, still willing to become more. So I think that was dope that you said that.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, man. I live by a creed, and I don't know. I'll try not to cuss, but I live by a creed that I don't know nothing, so I got everything to gain. And when I walk into rooms, when I sit in these big business meetings, and shout out to my father-in-law because he taught me a lot. I've walked into business meetings and I've been able to just get the exposure and watch how people move. When you're quiet and you're truly listening, and you got a seat at the table without a seat at the table, and you pay attention to how people move, man, they'll teach you everything, bro. They'll teach you everything. And by the time they start asking you questions, you'll know way more than what they thought you knew. Um,
Yep.
and that's been very true for me in a lot of ways. And shout out to my wife. I ain't gonna end this thing without saying shout out to my wife. My wife is an entrepreneur. She comes from an entrepreneur background. Um, she's one of the rocks that tell me like, you know, when you get discouraged, you can do this. Like you ain't got to worry about like X amount of like just do it. Just do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna support you no matter what it is. Do what you got to do. You want to do music with your people, do music with your people. I'm gonna support that. Like, man, like you couldn't ask for nothing better, bro, than to have people to support you. And I've got a great support system. I got my great support system from home. I got my great support system from home, which is here with my wife and my family. And then I got my support system from friends. Like whether they play football or they're just people that I met over time and then people I grew up with. So it's good, bro, to just have that. Like you gotta have that foundation. And I also tell the youth this: if you feel like you can't learn from anybody around you, bro, you in the wrong circle.
Absolutely.
You're in the wrong circle, bro. Don't spend your time. And I never want to be the smartest dude in the room. Never, because what
Mm-mm.
I learn? What can you teach me?
Nothing.
I don't never want to be the smartest person in the room, bro. I want to learn. I want to be taught things. I want to continue to mold myself and build my career and lead that legacy, bro. Like with your kids, bro. Too many times we see people die and they don't leave the kids nothing. Like kids, and some people just have it like that. So let me say that first of all, it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Got people with GoFundMe's and different stuff like that. You can take advantage right now. I got a will. I tell my wife all the time, if I die right now today, I made it. Like I made it. I got a chance to do the things I wanted to do in life. I'm gonna die empty because I'm gonna do everything I wanted to do every single day. It may not go exactly like I wanted, but I'm gonna end it that way. I don't have bad days. I have bad moments.
Like the
Like,
T-shirt I just dropped not too long ago.
man, hey, by the way, make sure that y'all go get merch, man. Look out, man. We gotta connect on that to get this merch and send it out to everybody, bro.
Yeah,
They
yeah, we
they
gonna
love
do it.
stuff like that. As a matter of fact, shout out Tyree. My dog is in Washington, and he said that he saw me get that Yes Law shirt that I got in a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Bro, I need that. Bro, I need that." Hey, he say that all the time. He say, "Yes, Lord," all the time, bro. He's like, "Yeah, I need that. That's right up my alley."
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him one.
So yeah, Tyree about a 3X. He need about a
Yeah,
3.
yeah, we can make it happen. We can make it
I don't
happen.
know, bro. Might be in a 2X there though, bro. Dropped he on his meal plan, and he on his best. He on his best. You know, do your thing.
Yeah, we can make something happen for sure.
But yeah, man, this is good stuff, bro. I love having good dialogue, talking about what I know, where I've been, where I come from. Never forget where I come from, bro. It's made me everything that I am today. Like, and I'm proud of it, bro. A lot of people like to say they get up there. Oh, I'm from Lubbock, Texas. You
Yep.
seen Yellow Beezy the other day jump on and co-sign the record, and he liked the song. I said two dudes from Lubbock, Texas. I ain't say a dude from Dallas and a dude from Lubbock. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, we from
Nah,
Lubbock.
I'm from Lubbock, dog. Parkway raised, Baylor to be exact. So I always put that on the map, bro, so people know where I'm from. Hey, we got a show coming up too. Got a show coming up July 5th, um, in Macon, Mississippi. I'm excited about that, bro. That's something that Jeff been talking to me about for a while since Community Day, but it's gonna be packed, bro. It's probably gonna be the biggest show that me and Swiss ever did together. So you gotta make sure
That's
you
dope.
prepare for that. So and then a couple weeks prior, Yellow Beezy showing love, man. I'm like, hey man, let's keep it going, bro. I'm in a bag right now.
Keep it going, man. Why it's hot, like they said, strike while it's hot. So
Man,
yeah,
man,
I love it, man. I love it.
projects coming. Swiss about to drop. By the way, he ain't said nothing about it, but SWB part 2. The album gonna be called Undeniable. Yeah, so we got that in the works. We rocking, bro.
Your boys got that heat, man. I love it.
Hey man, tap in with Swiss if you sing. Go shop with Swiss, bro. Get you a song road. The bro got a sick pen.
Got a pen, baby.
But the
Got a
boy got a
pen.
pen. The boy got a pen. Shop with Swiss, man. Shop with Swiss. Straight up, man. Like a lot of people don't give my boys credit because he real quiet and laid back. Swiss Swiss got a story, and Swiss music has been, and I'm gonna say this on air. It's been the best R&B to come out the city.
Yeah. It's once again some things you just can't deny, man.
Hey,
The
hey,
numbers don't
let
lie.
me let me let me let me let me say that I would ruffle some feathers. I'm sorry, y'all. I still respect all my ghosts that come before, bro. But at the end of the day, Swiss, we talking goat talk of our
Yeah.
city.
I already said it before. I said it
Our
on the
city is
podcast with
goat talk.
him.
Of our city is goat
Yeah.
talk. Me, I'm a hybrid artist. We do what we do. I never down myself. I sing with the best of them, rap with the best of them. I'm a hybrid artist, but we talking about R&B strictly. I put him up against anybody. And first of all, ain't nobody even got a catalog long enough.
That's why I said it ain't even
So,
we don't even gotta discuss it because they
yeah,
don't even
bro,
have a catalog to even compete with it. So
at
yeah.
all, bro. But we open to working with everybody. We want to work with everybody. They want to work with us in the city. We want to get those collabs with the young people that's coming up, whether you doing, blues, you doing R&B, you doing, some rap. We ain't in the drill and nothing like that. But, we open to it, bro. Like I want to see people win, bro. Ultimately, I think you should bring that Yes Law brand and go and bring it out here to Mississippi.
Yeah, man. Hey, the good Lord say the same, and I'm in the position. I sure will do it.
It's time to go, bro. It's time for everything we doing elevate.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Absolutely, bro. This been fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I most definitely enjoyed it for sure. As I said, we really haven't chopped it up like this shoot in a long, long time. So it was good to
Yeah,
actually,
it's
as
been a
we say,
while.
break bread with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And this most definitely is going to air tomorrow. The good thing about my podcast is straight, raw, and uncut, baby. I ain't finna go edit nothing. It is what it is. If messed up on a word or hey, it is what it is. This is the real Beezy and Tukey, man. That's what we got today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, you
So,
you know what, dog? I think that I'm gonna call it out. I think Raymond, Bug, and Gant, y'all need to get to the podcast right away.
man,
Y'all
I
got to get
like
to the
that.
podcast, and I ain't talking about one here, one there, one there. No, together.
I'm gonna reach out to him. I'm glad you
Gotta,
said that. I'm
gotta
gonna
get
reach
on.
out to him.
Gotta get on the podcast, bro.
I'm gonna reach out to him as soon as we get off the phone. Get off this pod. I'm gonna reach out to him and tell him I need him on the
Gotta get on
pod
the
as a
podcast.
group. As a group.
Gotta get on the podcast, bro. For sure, for sure, for sure.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm about to do it right now. But before I let you go, as I started off the pod, I truly truly appreciate you for being on the Some Get It Some Done podcast, taking time out your evening. I know you had stuff with the fam and you made time for me, so forever grateful. I know you're my brother and you would have did it, but hey, some people don't even give
For sure, bro.
people their credit and give them the thanks that they deserve. So I appreciate you for making time to be on the pod, brother, for sure.
I appreciate you having me, bro. Hey, man, keep the platform coming, bro.
Yeah,
Gotta keep, gotta
I'm
keep
gonna
it
do
coming.
my best to stay consistent, man, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I don't know. We gotta see if we get some of these guys on the podcast too, man.
Yeah, man. Let's see. You the connection, so you let me know. You let
Absolutely,
me
I
know.
will, bro. Hey,
Well, all right.
this,
Hey,
let me bring it up high,
Bay
baby. They so
Bay
they can
Block
see this,
boys,
see they
man.
can see
Y'all know
it
what's going
again.
on. Y'all see what's going on here, man. But as I said, brother, all love
Sure.
this way, and I thank you once again.
That's a bet, bro.
All right, you enjoy yourself.
All right, man.
All right.